So I have something super exciting for you guys today. It is the Canon 50mm t.95, also known as the Dream Lens. And a little brief history on this lens. It was introduced back in 1961 as part of the Canon 7 rangefinder lens series. At the time, this was the fastest lens on the market. It could see at a speed that was 4 times faster than what the human eye could see. And because it has this very, very large aperture, it's able to achieve this razor thin depth of field that leads to this really swirly, really beautiful Petzval-esque style of bokeh that creates a really dreamlike image, hence the name, the Dream Lens. The one that I have right here is the GL Optics Rehoused. It comes with an LPL mount on the back, so you can use this on cameras like the Alexa Mini LF or the Alexa 35, but you can get adapters to use it on other cameras. I picked myself up an LPL to E mount so I could use this on my Sony FX3 because it is able to cover full frame. Now I grabbed this lens along with some Super Baltars for a music video that I shot recently, and I ended up not even touching the Baltars because after we got our very first shot with this lens, I ended up making it my mission to just use it for the rest of the shoot. See, I'd never used this lens before, but I knew a bit about it and what to expect, but once I finally got my hands on this and saw it for myself, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. This is the secret sauce. And what's really crazy about this lens is when you take that final jump and you open up from a 1.4 to wide open, the image just takes on a completely unique look. The highlights start to bloom, bokeh starts to blend together. The best way to describe the image is that it's like looking at a watercolor painting. And if you want to do the opposite and shoot this at a deeper stop, say anything other than wide open, you can do that and that look kind of goes away. If you wanted to shoot this at a 2.8, you could do that and you get a much sharper, more normal look out of the lens. Now, I've always had a pretty radical opinion on lenses, and it's that I'm just not really that into most lenses. And that's not to say that I don't think lenses are important, because I think glass is actually the most important part in that image pipeline, because I think that's where you get to establish a look as a DP that nobody can take away from you. When I say I'm not into glass, I mean that there's just so much that I think is way too similar. For me personally, I like to use lenses with a lot of flaws because I feel like those flaws are what give the glass character. I mean, if we're talking vintage lenses, some of these lens sets are the most sought after sets in the market, and it's mostly because they're just very old and poorly made, but that's why they look so good. I mean, like I said, this lens is from 1961. And that's not to say that modern lenses aren't good, because they are, but it's just a very different kind of look. Modern lenses are very well made, they're sharper, they're cleaner, they're devoid of those flaws, and while sometimes that might be the look that your project requires, for me, I feel like it robs those lenses of character. I think the differences between a set of ultra primes and Tokinas and Vespid primes are a lot less noticeable than the differences between a set of Super Baltars, Super Speeds, and even, this guy. Let's be honest here. I think that having huge amounts of character in your lenses helps a lot in the modern day where so much of our content is consumed online or on our phones. When I'm picking lenses for a project that I know is mostly going to exist online, my first thought is, okay, what lens is going to have the biggest impact on the smallest screen? And that's kind of why this might be my favorite lens right now, because I feel like this is one where no matter the screen size, you're not really going to be able to ignore it. Anyway, that's all I got. See ya.